Hey, old schoolers, it's Teresa here. Just outside of the skating rink. Was here for another one of my practices and lessons, and boy, I just want to share with you like how learning a new skill and really paying attention to all the symbolism of, struggling past your limitations in a new skill holds and how rich it holds. This is why we need to challenge ourselves and try new things, and then really pay attention to our internal struggle, because it's usually symbolic of what we're struggling with in life. Just to share a little story about that, a couple weeks ago I was here and I was practicing skating backwards, which I really struggle with trusting, because I had a really bad fall last year skating backwards and hit my head pretty bad. So I was just working on it, and a very experienced skater who's also very definitely active older adult, she's almost 80, she was going backwards pretty fast and ran right into me. She wasn't looking, and we both hit the ground pretty hard a couple weeks ago. I had a really bad bruise. She seemed to bounce back and be okay, but I felt devastated that I might have hurt her when she ran into me. And this is one of my issues, probably, with being a survivor of a lot of emotional abandonment as a child, and actual abandonment, and some physical trauma. I feel overly responsible for everything that happens around me, especially oldest child. So I felt really responsible for her falling and was paying a little more attention to her than my own injury, and just felt really bad about it. Fast forward a couple weeks. Today we were working on skating backwards. There's about 14 of us. And I was very deer in headlight and feeling very unsafe. Anytime anybody got anywhere near me, I would just freeze up. I was just really, there's some trauma there, and not trusting my body, or my balance, not trusting anybody else either. And I was pushing past it and pushing through it for about 35-40 minutes and it's an hour-long class, and I just had to stop and just sit down, and I just bursted into tears. And I realized it was just so symbolic of what's been going on in my life, because I was really getting ahead on my backwards skills the first time I fell, and then it's taken me a year to start getting back to where I was with going backwards, and then fell again. And a lot of you have noticed and have asked me, like, I haven't did a personal post since my divorce and remodeling my condo. You guys saw my condo kind of a mess and you haven't seen how pretty it is now, and I owe you an update. But every time I've felt confident and ready to update you, I've had another really big backtrack. This last 2 years, it's 10 steps forwards and 12 steps backwards for me, over and over and over again. It's been really traumatizing and difficult. And I keep wanting to post words of encouragement, and look how good things turned out for me because I took these risks. But things, shit just keeps happening. And mostly no fault of my own. Kind of like that skater running into me. That wasn't my fault. And the first fall wasn't my fault either. There was something on the floor that my skate hit that I fell backwards. So and it's sometimes shit just happens and it's not your fault. But I think as women, and especially as oldest children, we feel overly responsible for everything, and it really takes us down. To wind this all up, it goes back to trying a new skill, and I ended up just sitting down and bawling my head off, because it was so traumatic. Like, this lesson today was deep. It wasn't about skating. It was about trust. And there's a lot of layers to issues of trust with me. I just don't trust people. I haven't been able to really trust myself. I haven't been able to trust my body. And I realize, like, that's it. That's what I'm going to be working on for the next year. I have to work on trust and my relationship with it, and with myself around it, and with God around it, and around the universe and all the things. So you haven't gotten an update from me because as is a pattern for me, if I don't have something good to report, I tend to just keep it to myself because I don't want to bring anybody down. I just save that for my deepest, closest friends. So I'm trying to trust people and trust my process and sharing my process. So my words of encouragement are: try new skills and stick with them and get past the hard parts. And when it gets hard, do some journaling about it, and do some looking at the symbolism, because everything's symbolic. And like, when your journey gets hard, trying to learn how to cross stitch, trying to learn how to skateboard, trying to learn how to surf, trying to learn, like, if you're trying to learn a new skill, even just trying to work out and then you injure yourself and you're out for the count, which happens to a lot of us at this age, sit down and really look at it. Now I'm off track for this skill development, but it doesn't mean I'm off track. Now I need to sit down and do my internal work around it. Like, don't let it just have you giving up. Just get off that learning track of that skill and onto the learning track of your life, because it's there to teach you something about your life, and the stuff that you have to work through, because it's constant. The work doesn't stop, but you can try and have fun with the work. So call it play and growth. All right, I think that's about it. I just wanted to share that part of my process. I do owe you a video to show you how great my condo turned out. It is a place of amazing healing, and I did build that for myself, even though now my ass is broke because of how much that ended up costing. But it is a beautiful place of healing, and I need to share that with you. So peace out. Love to all my old schoolers and the young kids too. Hopefully you'll get some of this knowledge and not have to repeat some of the same mistakes. Lots of love. Bye.